Hello, sunshine. Welcome to Be Visible with Veronica, the podcast where bold conversations and soul-aligned strategy help you awaken your most powerful self. I'm your host, Veronica Bahn. Get ready to stop dimming your light, own your magic, and finally be so visible you can't be ignored. Let's get visible. Hello, sunshine. Welcome back to Be Visible with Veronica. Have you ever wanted to start a franchise? Did you think that could be something in your future? Make sure you take a listen to last week's episode with Celine Rasborn, where that's exactly what we unpacked. Today, we are unpacking a story of what it's been like to start a company around releasing 130 pounds. Do you want to know what that's like and where the story is going to take you? You're going to want to stay tuned to Patsy James. She has an incredible story of fortitude and faith and belief. Her journey is one to not be missed, and I'm honored for her to share it with us today and what her entrepreneurial journey has been like. Patsy, welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
You know, when we met, I was so attracted to your spark and your light and the way you look at the world. Everybody who lands in your space, Patsy, glows because of you. And that's such a beautiful quality in a human being. And I know from learning more about you that that wasn't always the case. And it was something you had to find inside of you. And I'd love you to share that with the audience today, because your entrepreneurial journey came out of necessity and solution and need. And now what you're able to do for so many others blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Well, thank you so much for saying that. You know, I'm just so incredibly grateful for what I've been able to accomplish and overcome. Because through that, I'm able to take my journey and really help a lot of people figure out lasting change. And you do have the power to receive lasting change. And we've been lied to so many times, from the diet culture, the get-rich-quick culture. And once we settle back in and dig deep into ourselves and connect to God, whatever that means to you, real change can happen. And not only change for yourself, but for your business or future business.
So let's talk about what's the number that you've been able to help people release in the course of working with them through your Patsy James company?
Well, for the last 2.5, almost 3 years, I've been able to link arms with, the number keeps going up. I think it's like 250 right now. And we've been able to release over, I think it's like 5,500 pounds now. And I like to say release, because when you release something, it never comes back.
Because when people say, I've lost weight, they often find it again.
Yes.
I know I am guilty of that.
Yeah.
Up and down and up and down. And it's such a vicious cycle. And it's a cycle I think that the industry counts on.
They
because
want
it's
you
a
to.
$1 trillion industry.
Yes. And the truth is, Veronica, that, you know, even with all of our amazing medical technology that we have nowadays, all of the amazing miracle diets and cures, surgeries, medications, 95% of us are gaining it all back. 95%.
So let's talk about why that is, because that is the foundational footprint for your company.
Right. So I like to say, Veronica, I'm one of 5%, and I'm proudly changing that number. I would love it to be, 90%, 85%, to where it's, most people keep the weight off once they release it. And through the work of my own personal journey and the work with all of my clients, I've discovered the secret to lasting change.
Ooh, there's
Yeah.
a sound bite. There's a hook that'll keep you coming back for more.
Yeah.
We're not going to divulge the whole secret.
Yeah.
Because you have to connect with Patsy James to learn more. But more importantly, the company that you decided to start because of your journey, was it an aha moment? Was it, oh my gosh, I have this system that worked for me and I think it might work for others? Like what those that are listening who are entrepreneurs are going to want to know, how did she decide to get into the, I hate to say the weight loss industry because that's not exactly what you do or where you're at, but that's the terminology that most people are used to, and they will categorize you in.
Yeah.
I like to think you're part of a transformation industry.
100%. I am a national board certified health and wellness coach. But if you are someone who has been through something in your own personal life and you feel that calling, that tug, that there's more, that you didn't just go through that trial for nothing, there's a reason, I really challenge you to look deeper. And maybe this is the calling that you've been waiting for to start a business.
The purpose reveals itself through the challenge often.
Yeah. A lot of times we go through things to learn lessons, but also to take what we've learned, turn it into a business, and really help a lot of people.
I know that not only are you in this transformative space, but you're also a speaker. People bring you on their stage to share your story for inspiration. What is a particular keynote that, or a takeaway or a tip that you give? Why would somebody bring you into their room to speak to their community?
My speaking, my goal, my mission is to give inspiration and hope to as many people as possible that you do have the power to change. It does not matter what you've been given in life. You have the power to change. There's no, oh, I didn't go to this school, or I wasn't born in a certain type of family, or I wasn't given opportunities. It doesn't matter. You could have been born in a paper bag. And you do have it within you to do whatever you're called to do. There's no excuse.
If you don't mind, I would love to talk about that for a minute, because she knows what she's talking about, people. She knows what it's like to be born into a circumstance that has helped her evolve into who she is today. But it is not one she probably would have chosen had she been given the opportunity to do so. And there are many people who say that we craft our own story before our souls incarnate into our bodies. And we have this journey on purpose. So we do go through choices, I think, because our soul wants to learn some things.
Yeah.
But you went through some hard things. Do you want to share a little bit about your story at all, or a challenge that you worked through? Because you're talking about how you don't have to be who you are, and there could be somebody in that audience going, you have no idea what you're talking about, and yet you do.
Oh, yes, I do. So I will just say briefly, I was raised to be a very different person than I am today. The path that was laid out for me was very different. So who I am today is not what the intention was. And because of that, I had to learn, go through things that most people don't. And I'm happy to say that I did.
How old were you when you, can we say, escaped a
I
journey
was-
that you
Yeah, I was in
needed
my
to
20s.
find? Okay.
I was in my 20s when I literally changed drastically the life that I was living into the life that I'm living now. It was basically a huge rip the Band-Aid off. Basically, I was raised to, focus on child rearing and being a good wife. And those things are beautiful and good, but I wanted more. I wanted more. And I lived a life where there was a lot of shame, a lot of restriction, a lot of you don't have a choice. I'm saying things I haven't said in a while, or I haven't said ever. So as I go along with my story, I will become more transparent as I feel led. But, my whole thing is, it doesn't matter what you've been handed. Even if you've been handed an amazing, beautiful life with all of the bells and whistles, and you still feel that you are in lack, or you don't have what you want or need, or you have an excuse, there is no excuse. You can dig deep, and you have it all within you already, what you're called to do.
A few weeks back, we had Shannon Kim tell a story,
Oh,
and
I love
she
her. Yes.
did come from a place of abundance. And she said from the outside, her life looked perfect. The suburban housewife with the kids and all the things, and yet she was falling apart on the inside. And to the point where she almost lost her life. Yeah. And she had to face some things and come out on the other side. And she knew it was part of her journey to be to where she is now. And she has a big conference coming up. But you also were on a path of...
So I am speaking at Shannon's conference.
You are?
I'm on stage there, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh
excited.
My gosh.
I'm very honored that...
So if you're in Arizona, or if you want to come, when is that? Because
October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
1st, 2nd, and 3rd. That's right, because I'll be in Newark. I won't be able to be there. However, I want you to... We want to be able to tell more without disrupting people who know you.
Right.
So I just want the audience to know that whatever cards you're dealt, you can reshuffle the deck.
Yes, I love that. 100%. Yes. And you literally do have the power within you. And I know people have heard that. That could be a little cliche. But when you've actually lived it and you've made those choices, I'll never forget. I was in my 20s and I weighed 235 pounds. I'm 4'11". I was literally as round as I am tall. I know that's hilarious, but it's true. And I knew that the 30s were rapidly approaching, and I did not want to turn 30 years old and weigh 235 pounds. Because I knew if I did, my life did not look good. I knew that I would not attract a good partner. I knew that I would have knee issues. I would probably not be sitting here now at 55 years old, healthy and happy and active. I figured I probably would be dead by now if I did not make that huge choice. I had a 4-year-old son. I wanted to be a great mom for him. I wanted to see him get married. And I literally drew a line in the sand, Veronica, and I'm like, I am never going to be at this weight again. And so what I did was pretty drastic.
Well, and you had a lot of childhood trauma happening that attributed to what was going on physically in your body. And you were teased in school because of it. You weren't given a life of your dreams. And yet here you were deciding, a young bride, not by choice, and the little boy who's adorable. I've met him now as a young adult.
Yeah.
And it's so sweet. But you drew the line in the sand. Was there anybody on the other side of that sand to help you?
No. I just knew that I refused, and I don't care what I had to do. If I had to crawl on my hands and knees and, live on top ramen, or, what I'm saying, like, I would do whatever it took. And I made the choice to have gastric bypass surgery because I knew that was the most drastic thing that I could do then. But, Veronica, I didn't have money.
Because those were your choices 25 years ago.
Yes. And
30 years ago.
I didn't have money for it, but I went to the doctor anyways.
Oh, my gosh.
I went to the surgeon. I walked in the door.
So what did he say when he looked at you and he was like, okay, I want to help you, but it's going to cost thousands of dollars?
Like $30,000. And the surgeries they did back then, they cut you straight down, like you were wide open and you were in the hospital for 5 days. People died all the time. I didn't care. I wanted the surgery. And he looked at me.
And how old were you?
I was 20s,
okay.
So 24, 23.
Oh, my God.
And he looked at me and he said, there's something about you. I have no idea what it is, but there's something about you and I want to help you.
Wow.
He said,
I want to cry right now.
He's like, I will just take whatever you got. And he did.
Patsy.
And he did the surgery with whatever I had.
Oh, my gosh. So that's an extreme circumstance, but you were done.
But I was willing. This is what I'm talking about you have the power. You know, you may not understand what that is today, but it will come to you that you can do big things to create big goals, make the big goals.
So what do you say to somebody who says, well, you had gastric bypass, and that's what helped you lose a lot of your weight. But then there was more story to it. You had excess skin. You had this tiny little body. You had a heart that had been carrying that weight for a while. You had joints that. So you developed a whole program so that nobody would ever have to make that kind of drastic decision.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes. So with my own personal journey and all of the things I've seen with helping over 225 people release over 5,500 pounds is the secret to lasting change. And so I developed this program called Strong Within. And it's a 6-week program that we dig deep into what matters to you and what's holding you back. And it's not about diet. It's not about exercise. It's not about measuring. It's not about shame or restriction. It's about freedom.
Writing a journal.
Nope.
A food journal.
It's about
That's what I love the best. I was
counting
like,
calories.
oh, please don't tell me to count calories.
Yeah. So it's just about strong within, finding out what's strong within and learning something about yourself that you never knew before.
And
to
you
achieve
have
lasting change.
Personal experience in that space.
Oh, yes.
And then you went and got certified as a coach to be able to help others not have to make a drastic medical decision.
Yeah. You don't need to use all these different things. You have it all within you. You don't have to go to the surgeon and have
and
a
your
massive
clients
surgery.
are keeping the weight off and proving over time that they can. Wow.
Yeah.
What does that feel like when a client, what's a recent client story who's written you or sent you a message that tells you how they feel? Can you share that?
Thank you for asking. It's funny, sometimes when I'm having, some moments, as we all do as humans, I may go to my Google reviews and read, and, there's been really some kind things written there. But recently, I had a client that we've been working together for quite a long time, and she had a breakthrough, a huge breakthrough. And not to go into detail, but she's finally realizing that she does have it within her. And she's looking at food differently. She's like, I'm not hungry. I'm like, yeah, you're filling up your hunger other ways, and it's not food hunger.
Oh, wow, it's not food hunger.
Yeah, she had a huge breakthrough. I'm having chills right now.
Oh, I got chills too.
Her energy is high. She's glowing. She's loving herself.
Do you think that's the magic? Because I know so many entrepreneurs look in the mirror every day, and they either really look in the mirror or they don't look quick. They don't look at all. And I had to do a lot of mirror work years ago where I talked to myself and I actually saw myself like, Stan, I challenge you to go find a mirror and just stare at yourself. Look in your eyes in the mirror and see what comes up for you. Because that was a big aha moment for me, to be able to stand in front of the mirror and look at myself in the eye and tell myself how proud I was of me. And I don't know why I'm emotional about it right now, but that's hard to do. It's just like sitting with somebody. I've been in different women's retreats, and there are some exercises where you hold hands and you just sit and stare at each other in the eyes. And it's hard to do that for me without tearing up, and even the other person sitting across from me. And that is something you do. You look into somebody's soul, Patsy, and you help them find belief in themselves.
And it's not me. It's what I've been called to do. And I'm just so grateful it's me.
You're just a conduit. That's what I believe about this podcast, is this is just a platform for women to come and share their stories. And through the facilitation of conversations that I'm just guided to ask and questions I'm guided to ask, have changed lives and have moved businesses forward and have helped women transform, and some men, their businesses. And I'm just grateful to be the conduit of the energy that raises that vibration and helps them create that impact. And I think sometimes what you're being called to do is bigger than what you see for yourself. And for me, that's where I get emotional, because it gets a little scary, like, oh.
I understand. But I want to thank you, Veronica, for saying yes to that and stepping out of the way and letting us be here and letting the audience, people who are sitting at home, a word or two may just hit you, and thank you for allowing that, because what you're doing is impacting a lot of people, and I know you don't know how many, and you probably won't ever, but thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing and saying that.
It's big.
I want to take a moment to process a conversation you and I had yesterday. There was a group of women sitting at a table, and we were just sharing some circumstances of life, and it was really interesting how many shared what it was like to go to be young, and the world we grew up in, and the bullies and the things that were said that were mean, and the names we were called, and all of these things that we unwind later as adults. But we then somebody said, how did little girls learn to be mean? How did they, what was going on in their lives, or what was going on in their mom's lives, or what that created this atmosphere in high school and junior high and even elementary school, where there was just this angst.
And why is it funny?
And right?
I don't get that.
Yeah. So I would like to think, as I'm a grandmother now of an almost 3-year-old, a little girl, that there is a shift in the world of acceptance and belonging and love. Like, let's just be in a place of love and joy and kindness and support and lift others as you climb, and what that feels like. And you get to do that now. And you stepped over that line in the sand when nobody was there with a hand to say, I'll pull you through.
Yeah.
How... Your little boy was 4 at the time?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was a catalyst for you to make that decision?
Yes, 100%. And now that I look back, I'm 55 years old now. I did that for you. I did that for you. I didn't do that for me. Now that I look back, it's like I did this for the people's lives that I'm supposed to help and touch now.
Wow.
I didn't do it for me. If I would have allowed myself to stay in that horrible situation, then I would have just died in that horrible situation, and nobody would know my name. But I did it now that I realize, I look back, is for you.
Right there. Right there.
I did it for you. And people ask me all the time, how did you break away from your situation that you grew up in? How did you? And I have no answer for that. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't remember. There wasn't any big aha moment or a big, line in the stand with my weight there was. I'm realizing today I did it for you.
Was that a moment when you left your situation? Was it clandestine in the middle of the night? Like, how did you find yourself on the other side of that horrible situation that you were in and raised in?
Yeah, I made the choice, just like I did with the weight. I drew a line in the sand again and literally made the moves and didn't go back. There was times where people said to me, okay, are you done playing your game? Come back. And I'm like, no, I told you I left. I'm gone. I'm done. I was shunned. Anything that I ever learned was gone.
And the community that you were raised in you were no longer in. You were alone.
I was alone. Yeah, and I knew nothing of the world that I lived in. And now that I'm through this, I'm 55.
Yeah, you keep saying that, and I'm looking at you going, no, you're not. No, you're not. Because like literally when you said 55, I forgot that your son's in his 30s.
Yes.
But I'm looking at you going, what was going, like you are glowing, you have no wrinkles on your face, you don't look 55. Like maybe 30-something, I have to say.
I have a very young spirit.
Yes, you do.
You mentioned earlier about I'm bubbly.
You are.
That's just
you
my.
just
I'm just
glow.
happy. I'm happy. I'm grateful. I love love. And there's so much to be grateful for, even in our darkest moments. But I'm realizing now at this stage of my life, I finally figured it out, thank God. So if you haven't figured it out, hold on there. It's okay. You will.
You can.
You will figure it out.
I'll never forget when my daughter says, Mom, 58's not too late. And I love that.
Yes.
And now I'm 59 and
It's
I'm
not too
fine.
late.
Like
That's
all
right,
the
you
things are good.
Yes.
I love this part of this particular story today because it is rooted in belief in self and you had to get over fear, and you had to have faith in a way that you had to decide.
You have to decide, and you know what? It's not about me at all. I had to step away and realize this happened to me for a reason, and I'm going to make these choices and changes. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I have to, and I'm called, and it's not about me at all.
And you were, before you came on, you were a judge for something recently. So
all
let's
these
talk
things
about that.
Keep happening
You're
to me.
You're on the board of the chamber or something. What do you do for the chamber?
They gave me an award last year.
Yeah,
let's
talk about that.
So the Paradise Valley mayor called me and said, Patsy, are you coming to this event? I'm like, yes. I go, why are you asking me? He's like, and I was begging him and bugging him. I'm that person. And he's also the CEO of the Scottsdale Chamber. He's like, you're getting an award. Just stop bothering me and just come.
Just make sure you're here.
And so I'm like, what is this? And so it's a award they give to somebody once a year. And they say it's a Rising Star Award. So the person that in the shortest amount of time has had the most impact on business in the local community. And I got that. I'm just like, wow. And they're like, you're a great connector. I'm like, I am?
Yes,
you are. I just love doing.
Beautiful facilitator.
Thank you. I just love doing this. I love networking. I love helping. And then I'm an ambassador for the chamber. So I'm so proud to represent them and to make new members, help them feel welcome and know how to make best use of the chamber. And I'm on leadership with the E-Women. Hello. I mean, that's amazing too. And then they just recently asked me if I would be a judge for the Sterling Awards. And that's like the Emmys for the area. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, yes.
Oh,
so I had my first meeting today. And then I'm also the vice chair of the Scottsdale Chamber of Commerce Leads Group.
Oh my! So all these things because you drew a line in the sand.
I drew a line in the sand.
And you decided.
And I did it for. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you and the community. It's not about me at all.
You have a big why.
I have a big why.
You understand what it is.
And I'm so glad I went through what I went through. And I want to just encourage everybody, if that's okay.
Yes, please.
You know, don't give up. You have it in you. You know what you're called to do. So just open up, trust, and take baby steps toward that. And I am just so excited to see what happens for you. I would love to hear.
Yes, drop something in the comments on
Yes.
how this episode impacted you and where you're going to draw the line in the sand in your business, in your life to move you forward. And look what Patsy's been able to achieve. And I love that you said that about the award. I have an award here. It's the Business Matchmaker Award for 2021. And it was the first time I won something that I didn't put my hat in the ring for. It was the community that chose me and put me up for it. And then I won this international award. And it was truly about being a business matchmaker, doing what I love. So often, I always have... I'm a bit of an interrupter. I used to say disruptor, but I like interrupter because
you're excited.
But I don't follow the norm of the way a lot of business people think. And what I mean by that is I totally lost my train of thought. Wow. Okay. But what I mean by that is there is a way to network and build business. And so many people think that they also, in order to be successful in business, everybody says, what's your why? You have to discover your why. And I love that we mentioned it because you said it's you, it's not me. Because most people are guided to find an internal why. What is going to make you pick up that phone call and create that sale, or when you're tired, draw a line in the sand? Like, what is... But when you... I believe, and this is where I'm the interrupter, When your purpose and your reason for doing your business and creating impact, this is the business matchmaker for me. It was never about me. How can I help Patsy make a connection and grow her business, build her confidence, give her a strategy, help her do something so that what she is here to do on this planet can impact and burst through her? That's my why. That's why I pick up the phone.
Yes.
That's why I show up at a meeting. That's why when I'm tired, I'm still going at night to get things done and to make connections and introductions because I promised somebody that I would. That's why I do what I do.
And that's why you got that.
And so many people will say, I want to do it to retire my husband, or I want to do it to go on the family vacation. But you know what? Those aren't big enough. When what you want to do in life is as important as oxygen,
Yes.
you will do whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And you'll love doing it. It's not hard.
And it'll come with ease and flow.
Ease and flow.
Patsy, how do people get a hold of you and connect with you to either share a story themselves, want you to help them in their release,
Yes.
show them how to draw a line in the sand?
That's right. And dance around it.
Yes. Oh, yes. There's a lot of visuals that go on in that statement. But yes, dance around the line. I love it. How can they connect with you? And we'll also put it in the show notes.
Oh, thank you, Veronica. It's easiest to find me on socials. So Instagram, I'm Patsy James, Fit Over 50. You can find me. Patsy James is the name I go by. James is my late brother. I love to honor him by my name. Yes.
I have a late brother too. Ricky.
Yeah.
My brother Rick. The one who inspired me to start Be Visible with Veronica.
I remember you sharing that story, and I totally felt you on that. Yes, so Patsy James. He was 27 when he passed, and he was my big brother, and miss him so much, but I'm honoring him by my stage name. My name that I love to go by is Patsy James. So you can just Google that and find me on Instagram and send me a message just to say hi. I would love to encourage you. Yes, I'm rooting for you. I'm cheering for you. You got this.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Thank you, Patsy, for coming on Be
Yes,
Visible with Veronica,
thank
for
you.
sharing your story. I can't wait to continue to follow your journey, see those stages and awards that you
Yes.
receive because you're making an impact,
Thank
not for
you.
yourself,
Not for me, for you.
for you.
For you.
And with that, I thank you for listening and watching today's episode of Be Visible with Veronica. Make sure that you subscribe and share this. And you know what? More importantly, why don't you put in the comments that you're willing to draw a line in the sand and take a bold step forward? Maybe even write the word bold. Let's do that.
Yes.
We will see you next week on Be Visible with Veronica. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to Be Visible with Veronica. If today's episode sparked something in you, share it, tag me, and pass it on. Your presence has power, and the world is better when you let it be seen. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and keep showing up as the unstoppable force you were born to be. I'll see you next time.